Revolution of Our Times, a documentary about Hong Kong's pro-democracy movement, won praise at the Cannes Film Festival 2 years ago. But now its acclaimed director, Kiwi Chow, says investors are scared to back any more of his projects. The same year the film came out, Hong Kong introduced a censorship law to bar films that might endanger national security. The measure followed the national security law Beijing imposed on the Asia financial hub in 2020. Chow spoke to Reuters about the pressures he says are now facing Hong Kong filmmakers, with many choosing to move abroad because of the increasingly restricted space at home.
You could say that actors at Hong Kong's film companies are filled with fear, which overshadows everything. In my case, this fear is particularly pronounced, but they may not experience it to the same extent with other directors. You could argue it's an individual situation, but it could also be seen as a broader experience of immense political pressure and intense self-censorship.
Chow scrambled to complete his new film, Say I Do to Me, after investors pulled 80% of its funding and the main actor withdrew. Although the film, a love story about a young woman on a journey of self-discovery, is far from political, Chow said investors told him they could not take the risk as they still had business with China. He also said the actors were pressured by their management not to work with him. In the end, about 40 to 50 supporters injected fresh funding so the film could be completed.
Many investors withdrew their support because of sensitivities surrounding my documentary, Revolution of Our Times. There's also many others who witnessed investors for Say I Do to Me pulling out, which made them unite to gather funding for my film. Despite the disappointing box office performance, I can't help but feel a sense of unease about those investors.
Since the censorship law was introduced in October 2021, a Reuters tally shows at least 21 movies and short films have had scenes cut or their release blocked by Hong Kong's Office for Film, Newspaper and Article Association. In an email statement, the office said it had processed about 5,000 applications for film classification since January 2021, denying approval for public exhibition to 6 of them. It declined to comment on individual films. Meanwhile, Culture Secretary Kevin Yeung has previously warned that government funding would not be allocated to film projects that might infringe upon the national security law.